Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Read Sunset, the story that comes before the story that made me hate fanfiction. It has been a long time since I read the majority of the final chapter, the epilogue chapter of this fucking story, and yet I have not finished it. As with many things on the channel, it has, till this point, remained just something that was never going to get done because I give up on projects constantly. But Zombie Cam would not let this beast die. He knew that some things, particularly the sequel to the story, cannot be buried forever. And so we continue with Sunset Epilogue Part, I don't fucking know, 2 or 3. I don't even remember where we were in the story. It's been like a year. Whatever. So we were just finished this letter. A couple of minutes passed, but it felt more like a couple of seconds to the unicorn as the chariot began to fly low overhead the town of Ponyville. Several buildings were blackened and tense, and more tense than she remembered occupied the town square. The magnitude of her little ... episode did not really sink in until she saw those buildings lying in ruins. She sank in the chariot as she thought she saw a streak of rainbow out of the corner of her eye. She killed everyone last chapter. How could I have forgotten so soon? That's true. Miss Markle, will you? Spoke one of the Pegasi ponies pulling the golden chariot. They had been on the ground for a minute or two before he spoke, as the purple mare thought that by hiding, they would think she disembarked and take her back to Canterlot. Alas, they were not easily fooled, as they refused to budge. Yeah, the royal guards are not stupid enough to think that just because they didn't see you leave, you just magically left. Okay, thank you, sirs. I forget what voice I was doing for her, but it doesn't really matter. She replied in barely more than a whisper. Reluctantly, she stepped off the transport, cringing as she heard it roll away almost instantly. In a second, she felt dozens of eyes fall on her, gazing into her as if willing her to die right then and there. She bit her lower lip, the sweat already beginning to run down her face. With all the courage she could find laying around the town square, the lavender mare began walking through the streets of the town. Not once did Twilight lift her head, too ashamed to face any of the innocent ponies she may have heard during her rampage. She could hear nasty whispers between ponies behind her, spreading rumors through the town's celebrated network of gossips. Rumors like, oh hey, you blew up the entire goddamn town. Yeah, those mean little rumors about that time that you killed everyone. Oh, those evil little gossips. With all the courage she could find, I've already read that bit. Along the way back to the library, the mare saw the fruits of her destructive labors. I know, something about that phrasing just amuses me. Cherokee Corner had been reduced to a pile of black rubble. The worst kind of rubble. What little had not been blasted away at any rate. Countless other businesses and homes sat around, not doing much of anything, burned to a cinder or otherwise uninhabitable. Ponies still rummaged through the ruins. I believe this is several weeks later, trying to salvage any valuables that may have survived the wave of fire. The former princess shuddered as she walked past the window, thinking that she was Eros, reflect in it for a brief second. Did her counterpart feel sorry as she did for the destructive ways she caused? Right, because she has a... Oh fuck, I forgot. She's a golem. I forgot she was a golem. am I reading the story? Okay. Twilight took a deep breath to calm herself and continued along her way. The buildings became less burnt the closer she got to her home. All she had to do was make it to the library without incident, and she could duck in there for as long as she needed. Thankfully, no pony vandalized or burned the library down in revenge against her atrocities. They had far too much respect for books for that. She took a deep breath and sighed as she approached the door. All the windows as black as night. I think it was during the day, so I'm not entirely sure why that is. Did Spike refuse to come back, or did he simply run away? Now, she's been living in an abandoned house for the last several months. That makes sense. Much like when he thought that she replaced him with an owl. Using her magic, the lavender pony... Oh my god, I can't fucking read this stupid thing on. Oh god, my eye still hurts. Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Lavender pony quietly opened the door and slipped into the comforting black inside. Surprise! Twilight jumped and gave a loud shout at the sudden noise and light shining in her eyes. A quick shake of her head dislodged the ringing from her ears, opening her eyes to drink in the sight of her, 6 figures. 5 pony mares and a baby dragon all stood in front of her under a purple starstruck banner. The banner is extremely surprised to meet a celebrity, which said, "Welcome home, Twilight." Before she could even get a word out, they pony piled on her in a massive group hug, telling them how much they all missed her. So they're informing one another of how much they missed her. Okie dokie. You all forgive me? She shuddered after they all climbed off her. Well, of course we do, darling, Rarity chirped. We read that book that sent you off, and we all came to the realization that snapping like that wasn't your idea. Yeah, interjected Rainbow Dash, and it probably would have done worse if I thought any of you were, touching balls. Oh God, right? There's a whole. Oh my God, I hate this fucking story. All right, so this is Spike. It's been way too fucking close since I've read this. I have no idea what any of these voices are supposed to be anymore. Or how you thought I was getting stuff for Pinky to make you into a stew with, added Spike with a nod. Wait, the purple pony silenced. How did you know? ... question mark. Oh, that's easy. Pinkie Pie cheered, jumping up suddenly in front of her. Oh, God. My eyes, they burn. I don't know why, but it's so hard to read right now. Oh my dear God. Okay, well, I need put on those. Hold on, there. Oh, excuse me for just a moment, dear friends of the YouTubes. For some reason, the glare on the screen is driving me nuts. Okay, that's a little bit better. Where was I? The princess wrote us all letters about how you were sorry and that you never would have done any of that in your right mind, and how also how you saw us in horrible, horrible ways, like where are you running a funeral parlor or where are you running a funeral parlor? Okay, Fluttershy with demonic bunnies and all that. How could you think I would want to make you into cupcakes, Twilight? I mean, hello, ponies would taste awful. Not to mention how hard it would be for me to disguise the meat since you're all herbivores and I don't. The hot sauce would do the trick unless you had a whole tub for each cupcake, and at that point it would be more of a hot tub full of frosting and recipes. So, yeah. Applejack spoke over the rambling pink party pony. The princess sent us all letters. Princess sent us all letters. Oh, God. Hold on. What the fuck? Oh, God. What the fuck was it? Was it Catch the Ride? I think it was the Catch a Ride guy, but I can't even remember anymore. Princess sent us all letters and explained everything to us, including what you thought you saw. Princess Luna told us all about what you two spoke on there. So, you know, you didn't mean anything by any of that, Shakob. The yellow Pegasus mumbled, "He really missed you, Twilight. So, can I ask you something?" Sure, Fluttershy, of course you can. The Lavender Mare replied. What was it like, you know, to raise the sun in Sin Celestia's spot while she, you know, recovered? Not that you have to answer if you don't want to. Never mind, just forget I said anything. Oh, I don't mind. It was weird and awkward. Not to mention the overwhelming guilt I felt for all the things I did that day. Make no sense. Twilight started to address every pony present. I'm happy beyond my wildest dreams that you all found the heart to forgive me. I think it's found it in your heart is what you're supposed to is the actual phrase there, but okay. Yet I don't think I can ever forgive myself for what I did, and I wouldn't blame every pony else if they never forgave me either. Oh, come on, Twilight. Spike suddenly shouted. Give them time and they'll forgive you too. They have incredibly short attention spans and basically the memory of goldfish. Now, this wouldn't be much of a party if you didn't have some fun. He gave her a big hug with his newly healed arm. Oh, right, she broke his arm. Forgot about that. They're very forgiving individuals. It stung a little bit, but did not matter to him one bit. Twilight was back, so his family was whole again. And so, after some persuasion, the party kicked off in earnest. For a few precious hours, the Purple Unicorn forgot about all of her hurts and suffering she had caused. Over the following days and weeks, the element of magic would learn to live with what she had done, and learn from her mistakes. In time, things would return to normal for the town of Ponyville and all of its inhabitants. Yet life would never be the same for its librarian, for one who had tasted the passion of murderous fury, the ambrosia of divine power, and the pure joie d'evra of knowing she had the soul that was loved immediately by its creator. Life could never be normal again. Then again, being normal was never an option, Twilight considered. The end. And, oh god, I forgot about this. As always, the chapter ends with the description of the chapter. Overall description. Some things in this world happen by chance. Others do not. Twilight Sparkle is about to learn a disturbing truth that will turn her world upside down. Epilogue description. Nightmare finally comes to an end. The clouds looming overhead begin to disappear. Will the clouds ever fully part? Only time will tell. Author's note. Sorry, I forgot about poor old Scootaloo. Period. Strange face. Don't worry, after some consoling, she returned to normal, albeit a little leery around Twilight. The end. Except it isn't. Join us next time for what is one of the most aggravating, horrible fucking pieces of fanfiction I have ever read. A piece of fanfiction that makes me actually legitimately more angry than living the dream. Minus
Let's
all
read.
the rape stuff. Thank you, Nero. See you next time.